Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
But first, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure to introduce at this time the king of all media, the king of the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity, big-time air personality on News Radio 570 WSYR, also Channel 24. He's the real deal, just like Holyfield. I'm talking about George Kilpatrick. How you doing, George?
Dr. Rick Wright. What's up, man? Yo, we had a good time on 570 this morning, huh?
Yeah, I caught your show, man, and I'm telling you, man, Barack Obama's the real deal. Everybody's got to realize that, man.
Well, you know, Rick, I was at the Black and Puerto Rican Legislative Caucus weekend yesterday, and, Syracuse was well represented. Syracuse was in the House, Walter Dixie, Mike Atkins, Sam Roberts, and a host of other folks down in Albany for the annual legislative weekend. And, you know, they have their church service this morning, and they have their legislative meetings. And I walked into a seminar on race, politics, and the press. How about that? I didn't even know it was going to be going on. And they were talking about Barack Obama. Well, they were talking about a lot of issues related to how to cultivate relationships with the press. And let me bless your audience right now with some information that they need. One of the things, they had a couple of editorial editors who are on the editorial board of the Buffalo News, and they were talking about how to get good coverage of the community. And you know how in this community, I just did a forum this past week on the state of the black press.
Yes, and
looking at the issues of the community.
AME Zion Church, yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're home. And the bottom line is that in order to get the coverage that we want, we have to get on the phone and be active and be persistent. One of the things that they said is that one underutilized tool that the black community is, and I have to say it like what it is not utilizing, is the power of the editorial board. Editorial boards have an open door policy, and anybody who has an issue that they think ought to be discussed within the paper can meet with the editorial board. And the people at the Buffalo News said that she, in her history, the two of them were on the board, they never, ever hear from the African-American community. And this is in Buffalo. And I suspect that it's probably similar here in Central New York. So one of the things that comes out of what I got, there's two things. One, that we have to use all of the resources that we have, including our own press, to make sure that we get the stories out that we want to. Listen to Power, listen to your show, listen to my show, and also support these shows through advertising and support these newspapers through advertising and support, and make the mainstream media accountable to our issues and our needs. The second thing that they discounted was the supposed rift between the African-American community and the Latino community as it relates to support for Barack Obama.
By the way, that rift does not exist, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you this afternoon on the 50,000-watt giant Power 106.9 radio. There is no rift from Dr. Rick Wright and George Kilpatrick. I'll explain what I mean. There is no rift.
There's no rift. In fact,
don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama won Virginia with the support of the Latino community. Barack Obama won Connecticut with the support of the Latino community. And let's talk about Puerto Ricans, which in New York City, a very large ethnic group, and in this country as well. The governor of Puerto Rico has endorsed Barack Obama. Okay? I don't know if that's been out there like that, but he has endorsed Barack Obama. And so just like you don't want to believe the hype, the Latino community, they're not monolithic, and certainly not everybody within that community is supporting Barack. But the bottom line is, the whole thing about Latino support for Barack Obama, it's real, and, don't believe the hype. So that's that one thing. But let me tell you something else, Dr. Rick.
Get us, George. Get us, baby. Entertain us, inform us, and educate us this afternoon, man.
Let me talk to you about something else. Next weekend, you know that Syracuse and Central New York has a rich history as it pertains to not only educational excellence, but also musical excellence. So next weekend, February 22nd and 23rd, Friday and Saturday, It's the first annual TAP Festival, Turning Another Page in History. And it's being presented at the Bethany Baptist Church, which is located in Syracuse, 149 Beatty Street. And let me tell you, it's 2 power-packed days of music, information, and the arts, looking at the African-American contribution through history. Now, on Friday, the 22nd, from 6 to 8 p.m., keynote speaker is your boy. You know him, Dr. Al Frederick,
Yes.
professor at SUNY Oswego, whose research looks at African Americans in the Americas, especially in the country of Brazil, which is a large African population. The Paul Robeson Performing Arts Company will present popular culture. We'll have 18-year-old sax sensation Anthony Boykin doing some sax presentations, and Michael Wimberly, as a classical and contemporary trained percussionist and composer, he will be there, and the Forces of Nature Dance Company. That's Friday night. That's not even enough. How about Saturday from 4 to 6, Saturday, February 23rd? The Instruments of Praise, which features individuals from choirs across the community under the director of Frank Jones. You've got Ava Andrews, Danielle Mitchell, LaGreer Cummings-Brown, Paula Donaldson, Sandy King, and Tisha Barnett, plus the Praise in Motion and Bethany Baptist Dancers. All of that coming up. And then guess what? The keynote speaker on Saturday. You know who it is?
Okay, hit us. We got 1 minute.
Butch Shaw!
Oh, I love it. Yes, indeed. Professor Butch Shaw. Oh, he's going to be on the scene. He's a great educator, too. Graduate of Syracuse University, master's degree from the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications. Our great program director here at Clear Channel Radio, and he's the guest speaker. Well,
He's going to do a hip-hop thing, and quickly, Kim Roda-Fox-Cedar from the Board of Education is going to do something as well. Dr. Rick, I love you, man. I love you.
okay, George Kilpatrick, king of the all-incredible friendship is essential to the soul. Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Hey, by the way, I saw Ben Jeffers the other day in the streets, man.
Ben Jeffers, that's the king, man.
I saw Ben, man, Mr. Purple and Gold himself.
And one quick thing, I guess this last thing, Rick. Bethany Baptist Church under the direction of Pastor Phil Turner. That's what I have.
Okay. All righty, George. I'll check you later, man.
Dr. Rick, you the man. I appreciate your love and support.
Dynamite.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.